Welcome back to BYoungMinistry.com, to another blog and to another podcast. Today we continue our study in Hebrews. We're in chapter 12, verses 1 and 2, which reads, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great a cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God." That's Hebrews chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. Today we transition into Hebrews chapter 12, wherein the writer of Hebrews instructs us on how to live in view of the faith of all of those Old Testament men and women of faith whom he wrote about in Hebrews chapter 11. Based upon the testimonies of those Old Testament saints, we are called to run the race of faith in the God of the Bible. This is not a faith that we run, though. The Lord Jesus ran it for us. We realize his run in our lives. In verse 1 of today's passage, we read, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us." I know what you're thinking. We are commanded to run. We run the race, but we do not earn it. We do not achieve the victory. That is what the Lord Jesus has done for us. We win no matter what. And we apply these principles of throwing off those things which keep us from him in order to realize the victory the Lord Jesus has already earned for us. The phrase, "since we are surrounded by such a great a cloud of witnesses," means the lives of those Old Testament believers in Hebrews 11 tell us we ought to lay aside everything that hinders our faith in the God of the Bible. Now, the word race in verse 1 is a metaphor, which means we are engaged in a race, doing all we can to pursue the Lord Jesus. The word race literally means agony. As believers in the Lord Jesus, we are to agonize in our pursuit of knowing him. And the race that we are involved with is not a sprint. This race is a marathon. It is a faith race. The writer of Hebrews writes, "Let us throw off everything that hinders." This is not referring to sin. This is a reference to those good things in this life that hinder us in our total pursuit of the Lord. These young Jewish believers were being hindered by their religion. They were pursuing the rituals and the ceremonies, but not the Lord himself. They were running like overweight people who were going to collapse in a pile of their own legalistic duties. This race is run by faith plus nothing. And anything we hold on from past religion that is made up of pointless ceremonies, traditions, rituals, and rules only slows us down. The writer of Hebrews also writes, we are to throw off the sin that so easily entangles. The sin here is the sin of unbelief, the failure to take the revelation about the reality of Christ in our lives seriously. When we lack eternal perspective, we tend to value things which are not so valuable. And the key to our success spiritually is an ever-increasing intimacy with the Lord Jesus. In verse 2 of today's passage, we read, "Fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God." The secret to our persistence is found in this phrase, fixing our eyes on Jesus. It is quite instructive to discover that the Encyclopedia Britannica uses 20,000 words to describe the life of the Lord Jesus Christ. Take all of those words used in this Encyclopedia Britannica to describe the lives of Caesar, Aristotle, Alexander the Great, Buddha, Confucius, Muhammad, and they don't match the amount of words that are used in the Encyclopedia Britannica to describe the life of the Lord Jesus. You see, the Lord Jesus made a pretty big splash in this world. We are just too far removed from the days he walked on this earth. It is also very instructive to learn that ancient history heroes were identified as those who vanquished their enemies. But the Lord Jesus was the one who changed it. He changed the definition of a hero. In fact, right now, today in this world, we discover the hero as the one who lays down his life for others. We go out of our way today to thank the first responders and the nurses and the doctors who saved lives, and all the while risked their own. It was the Lord Jesus who changed our mindset regarding the constitution of a hero. Anyone who has ever run a race knows that we have to keep our eyes on the goal. We cannot run effectively looking at our feet or behind us. The Lord Jesus must be the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. He himself ran the race. He laid aside every weight, every restraining thing he brushed aside, that he might resolutely vanquish our foes. He set his face against the popular sin of unbelief and walked on in patient perseverance, trusting the Father to work everything out for him. He acquired the victory for you and me. We are to look daily to the Lord Jesus because he only can do what we and the others mentioned in Hebrews 11 could not do. They can inspire us, but only the Lord Jesus can empower us. Moment by moment, when we look to him to discover the secret of our success, we discover that he is the secret to our success. The faith of the Lord Jesus made him alienated from God to bear all the sins of all the people throughout human history who would eventually believe and to emerge triumphant. The triumph of the Lord Jesus is ours. Through his cross, he earned it. He is the one who enables us to win the race of total dependency upon him. And this is Christianity. My friends, I trust this blog and this podcast are helping you in your walk with the Lord. If I can be of further assistance to you, shoot me an email at BYoungMinistry@gmail.com. Hey, have a great day.